Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and it's good to see you. We are in January 2026. I cannot believe that we have crossed over and we are now in 2026. So shout out to all of you out there. Hope you have a wonderful 2026. In fact, compliments of the season. Some of you may not have seen this face yet in 2026, but you sure see more of me. So today I want to just encourage some of you and remind you of some of the dues in 2026 January. And we're talking specifically on SARS matters, tax matters, and things related. So as you know, January holds submission deadlines, and the submission date or the deadline date is the 19th of January 2026 for all provisional taxpayers. So if you are an individual, in fact, first of all, what's a provisional taxpayer? In simple terms, it's someone who does not earn a monthly salary and get a pay slip and have deductions made of their pay as you earn and UIF every month. They're usually self-employed or sometimes they are contractors, independent contractors. So from an individual capacity, that's who we call a provisional taxpayer. So they need to register as a provisional taxpayer so that you have the benefits that accrue to you. And what are those benefits? Well, you have an extended filing deadline for one. Everyone else had to file by last year. You have until January the 19th to file. Therefore, you will not be penalized until after the 19th of January. So the other advantage is the fact that your pay as you earn or your tax is not being deducted in advance on a monthly basis. You're only declaring every 6 months and paying every 6 months as and when you've made enough profit as an individual. So from an individual point of view, that is a provisional taxpayer. Then we have companies as well as trusts. Now, those are also automatically classified as provisional taxpayers due to the fact that they do not pay their taxes on a monthly basis. So going back to our deadline, SARS has moved the deadline up. It's usually at the end of January. Every other year, it's been the 25th of January, and now it's the 19th of January. So make sure that if you are self-employed, if you submitted your provisional tax return previously, that means your tax return covering the periods 1 March 2024 to 28 Feb 2025, because that's the 2025 year end, that period, that return must be submitted by the 19th of January in order to avoid penalties. Now remember, all your supporting documents must be ready to support your submission. If you are earning, you're trading in your personal capacity, you must have financials, you must have slips and vouchers, and it's getting stricter and stricter. So you need to be able to demonstrate to SARS that the expenses you have incurred are incurred in the production of trade and they are directly linked to the income that you have earned. So if you are selling goods and buying and selling, of course, you can now produce slips of the purchases you've made of the goods, maybe your petrol to collect certain things, perhaps your telephone bill, your insurance, anything related to your business. If you cannot prove the relation of those expenses to your business, then SARS will not, I repeat, will not allow those expenses. They will be disallowed, which means you will be taxed on your gross amount that you have earned, your turnover, and that will be a very high bill indeed. And of course, you will also be penalized for under declaring it when you submitted your provisional tax, and you will be paying penalties if it's late. So it may actually turn out to be a very huge tax bill. So my advice, get ready before the 19th, get everything ready and make sure you submit. If you have your own e-filing profile, check that your username and password are still valid. Don't wait until the last minute. Submit and make sure when they request for supporting documents, read the correspondence, read the requirements. These days, they're asking for specific items. more than they did before. So don't just submit financials and assume that you are done. They may ask for certain things. They may specifically say your rates. They may specifically say your electricity bill, all of that. If you're renting out a premises, they may want to see the lease agreement. So, again, be wise, be smart, submit your return.